So I think this idea that some people get some content and then other people get other content, and this idea that you can control the level of abstraction in a book by moving the slider of the abstraction left and right, and then this idea that if you ask people questions, then you can parameterize the books. Then this whole idea is what I like to call parametric books. And I don't know, maybe other people are using this term for like I don't know, something, but to me this is a parametric book, and it's parameterized, tailored book, customized book. It's customized to the reader. So, well, you see, it might not be a great idea. Like, I don't know if this idea will even catch on. But I don't want to make money off the idea either. Like, I don't want to like sell like this is the Felipe system to learn knowledge. No, I don't want to sell it. I just want to give it away for free, so that authors use it for free. You know, like an open source kind of thing. So that the ultimately people can learn from each other, and the learning is more efficient, and then education is more efficient, and that will make it like faster. So in summary, all you need is somebody who writes the book is now gonna write it 6 times. But then the process of writing the book, like it felt to me like he was mostly like writing a bunch of stuff and then deleting a bunch of stuff, like we saw in the example here, where the guy wasn't sure if he was going to include it or not, ended up scraping some chapters. So to me, this feels like a waste. Like, dude, you wrote a bunch of words. Those words have value. I want to keep them. You know, I don't want to keep them like as the forefront center. This is the idea that I want to read, like the default thing. It's more like a side quest, but like I don't want you to delete your words. I just want you to tell me, well, these words are relevant in case you want to know everything about it, but not necessarily everybody cares about these things. So I think that the amount of time it should take to do this, it shouldn't be that different from the amount of time it takes to do a normal book in the normal process. Now, as for the questions, these things are already, authors are already kind of doing this sometimes, because you read the first paragraphs of a technical book and it will say something like this: if you already know computers, read chapter 4. If you already know this, you feel free to skip chapter 2. But these instructions are encoded verbally. The person is supposed to follow along the instructions, whereas I want to encode the instructions automatically so that the book is automatically shorter. Because if you give people 300-page book, they read 300 pages, and they don't have to. It doesn't have to be boring. You see, I'm trying to make education like suck less and be less boring, because kids know a lot these days. And also, the reason that this abstraction thing came out was I was reading some math thing, and I was reading the book, and I was reading it over and over and over. I didn't understand it, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if the author had rewritten the same concept using more words so I could get it? Wouldn't it be nice if I could just press a button that says like, hey man, I don't get all this math stuff. Can you like explain like what does this plus sign even mean? Like, I want the dumbed down version of this because I'm not getting it, okay? Now, the problem here is that I was reading a book that I wasn't supposed to be reading because it was very hard, but that shouldn't be my fault. That should be like, yeah, sure, you don't get it here. Let me explain more stuff here. And then the book authors can begin from the beginning of the history of the universe, so basically end of high school or maybe initial college stuff, and then finally they can explain all the nice, juicy, complicated, novel concepts here. And for the people that already know everything, well, just give them a list of 10 commandments. Do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. But don't read the whole book. You already get everything. You don't need to, right? So I think this idea has value, but I don't know how much value it has. Maybe it has a little value, maybe it has a lot of value. And the problem is that I need to convince authors to write their book 6 times, and also to come up with a poll, and also to write it in a weird language that will allow them to express these concepts and index all the paragraphs. And also, somebody will have to create this matrix, which like it sounds like a pain in the ass, particularly if you have a lot of questions. It's gonna be like, oh my god, this matrix has 600. It's an Excel file with like 600 lines in it and 20 columns, and oh my goodness, who's ever gonna do this? So I think one way we can fill the matrix automatically is just to have like a lot of people read the book, and who are like designers, developers, and like whatever. These are proofreaders, right? So they're reading the book, and they're supposed to give their opinion. So they will say, this part is boring, this part is boring, this part is boring. And then this guy knows these people very well. So we'll say, okay, so for developers, this part is boring. So we're just going to fill 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then designers will say, this part is boring, this part is boring, this part is boring. So the designers will say, okay, so we're going to fill out this matrix here and just put a bunch of ones here or zeros here. And then, so this was interesting, this was great. Can you expand on this? Can you make this better? I didn't get this. Oh, you didn't get this? Okay, let me just write more lines here in abstraction level number 2. Great. So person can now go and get this explained. But I don't delete anything. I just add more, right? So adding is easy. So as a result, then the interacting with people that you know what they know, and you can map their brain into some knowledge, this should make it so that it's a collaborative effort where a bunch of people hang out together and they all add their little 2 cents in order to make the book better, so that when it goes to general population, it's actually nicely parameterizable, and when it's parameterized, the book is actually a fun and enjoyable experience. So that's the idea. This is what I wanted to explain in the meeting that I was supposed to have with you. I think to communicate synchronously is going to be hard, so I think it's better if we communicate asynchronously. I wanted to get your feedback on this idea so that you can tell me if this idea is any good, or if you think it's a waste of time. And then based on this, if you will be interested in maybe working together in the project or not, like, it's up to you. It depends on your time and your current goals, but this is something I want to build with someone else, because building things alone is kind of boring for me. So I like it when there's more people involved and I can bounce around ideas and ideas bounce out more ideas. So yeah, so that's kind of the thing. Oh my god, I've been talking for 20 minutes. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. And just let me know what you think. You can send me an audio or a video, or you can just like type an email if you want. And yeah, do let me know what you think about, like, do you think this will be the future of books, or do you think this is a waste of time? So let me know. Thank you for your attention.